This is the AM show, and it's a Thursday morning. We zoom into, well, what we call AM exclusive. And today, I'll be taking you to the Agona West constituency. Why? Well, the incumbent member of parliament, who has also been a minister for gender, children, and social protection, you know her name, Cynthia Morrison, has chosen to go independent. On the back of that, there have been a number of issues. Some people within the New Patriotic Party say she is an ingrate, that she is ungrateful. But she has also said that she's not been treated fairly by the party, by some members of her constituency, and so she's going independent. But what is the real tale of the tape? Joining us for a conversation this morning on AM Exclusive, we have the Honourable Cynthia Morrison, who actually is Member of Parliament, incumbent for Agona West. Madam Morrison, a very good morning to you. All right. So we'll try to reconnect with Cynthia Morrison, who joins us via Zoom. There's a little connectivity issue, but I'll just walk you through some. Well, Madam Morrison, please unmute. Please unmute for me. If you can hear me, Cynthia Morrison, just press the unmute button.
I can hear you. I've unmuted.
Great. Thank you so much. I can hear you too now. It's really good having you. But today, we're having a conversation. I hope you're well.
By grace, I'm doing well.
We thank God. How is Agona West this morning? How would you say your constituency is faring?
Thank you, and thank you to your viewers and listeners. I just got up and I haven't stepped up, but I believe by grace, everything is going well.
Okay, all right. Any new developments in your constituency you would like to talk about before we get into it, if any?
Nothing much, except that everything is going well. Everything is going well.
All right. Now, we have seen pockets of incidents where some members of the New Patriotic Party, from the fallout of the parliamentary primaries, decided that they would go independent. Of course, this wouldn't be the first time. The Fomena MP, for example, is Honorable Esiama, went that route, won, and caucused with the majority side in Parliament. But you lost your primary, and some said you would go quietly, like the Dr. Dixon, Adomaku Kisis, and Anyao Tutum, and others. Can you confirm that you have officially filed to contest as an independent candidate in Agona West? Is that true?
Yes, I have filed already. I filed 3 days ago.
I guess the question for most people in the MPP would be, why?
Thank you. I initially heard what you said, that some people would say that I am an ingrate because I have been a party member, I've been a regional woman organizer, I've been a member of parliament, I've been a gender minister, and I'm going independent because I'm an ingrate. It's quite sad, and it pains me to hear that. Because officially I have not spoken to my party, I restrain from saying certain things. But far from that, I'm never an ungrateful person. Before then, I had lost the primaries in Agona West. My first time I lost my primaries. I was the first person to host a rally here. I held this party as if it had an MP when we lost our MP. I rubbed shoulders with the NDC incumbent member of parliament, who is Honorable Obin Kum. And when you come to Agona West those days, you wouldn't even think that there was an NDC MP. You would think it was an MPP person who was on the seat, because I worked hard and I played the role of an MP, irrespective of the fact that there was an NDC MP, and we won the seat massively. The president gave me the opportunity to serve this nation as a gender minister, and I am so grateful to him. There are people who had served 5 terms who had never been ministers. There are people who have served 2 and 3 terms. And so I was so grateful to him that even if it was for a month, he had given me that opportunity to sell myself. And I believe that I did it so well. When the president was reappointing the second term, he thought it wise to cut down the number of ministers. And so he called me and told me he's cutting down the numbers. And so I wasn't going to work in the next administration. You can find out from the president. I went to him afterwards to thank him for giving me the opportunity. I went to the chief of staff to thank her for giving me that opportunity, because I didn't take it for granted at all, knowing very well that this is a big party. People who are more qualified than me and everything were there. And the president found it wise to call me to come and work for him. It is not my job, it is the president's job, and he decides who to give it to. So I am not pained at all. When I hear people thinking that I am pained, it is not true. And the second thing that hurts me most is that when I hear this, and the next thing is that she made money in gender during the COVID and now she's left. I am on national television and I can tell you for a fact that all the things that we distributed that people think I went to purchase and I made money. No, I did not do that. I did not buy anything. I just distributed. So when I hear that, it pains me so much. And that is the negative propaganda they use against me in this constituency. Even as a 3 days today,
who uses against you?
My Chris Atta, even I'm coming 3 days today. There was a campaign launch here. I was in the constituency. I had not even filed my nomination. My national chairman was here. My national secretary was here. I didn't even get a call from him, meaning I was even out of the party. My MCE stands on the stage to say that I have made money, and people will say I have stolen money. And even yesterday, I was at the police station. I reported a case where somebody had played a tape saying that I have stolen millions of money from gender, and that is the speculation in town. Anybody in Sredu knows that I made money in gender and I've stolen money, which is so sad. I want to clear myself. So many things went on during the election. I left this country in May. I wrote a letter to Parliament. I left the country in May. And I made a public announcement on air that all the negative things that they used during the primaries, they should clear me out before we start the campaign. And I have the records in my constituency radio, because politics is not about only making money. Your dignity is very important. I couldn't leave politics with that dented image. I couldn't leave politics. Yesterday, they organized market women, gave them 100 cedis each. They came to confess to sweep me out of the constituency. And they did that. And they were talking about me making money in gender, which is so sad.
When you say sweep you out of the constituency, are you referring to the parliamentary primary?
With brooms. They swept. I can send you videos of what they did. And me, when I come to the studio, I will show you all the negative things that they are doing. A member of parliament, it is on what I had built that we are going to campaign. His Excellency Dr. Baumia is going to use what President Nana Akufo-Addo had done to campaign. Same here with me. So if you do all these things, you insult me publicly, you insult me on radio, social media. When I went to file my nomination just 2 days today, I met NDC. They came there after I had gone there. They were using my name to even sing and chant and took pictures with me, and they were just happy around me. I felt so embarrassed. I didn't even want to walk through them and sit in my car, because I knew the way they were using Cynthia Morrison and things like that. Immediately after the program, around 5:36, I see on social media, Adum FM online, Cynthia was hooted at the Electoral Commission, which is not, and fortunately for me, when the report came and they read it out, there was a guy who was there, said, I was there. I was there with the NDC woman to submit our forms. Nobody hooted. And you could see 7 young men behind the scenes. And we found them out yesterday. They said they gave us 100 cities to do that. Who does that?
So there was some hooting, but it was staged. Is that what you're saying?
That one was staged. Even Adum, when they called me, they told me behind the scene that this one, we are not going to talk about it because we can see that this was staged. And everything is being staged. My organizer in the constituency, he puts a microphone in front of somebody who was insulting me, and virtually the things that the woman was saying, you could see she's been told to say, because they asked, she doesn't even know me. Somebody went to the woman 2 days after, and she said, I don't know the woman, but they gave me 100 cedis to do that. And I didn't even know that I was being recorded. If a sitting member of parliament, meanwhile, Chris Atta, who happens to be the PC, is my son that I took in, gave him job to do. I don't mind if he's contesting. Before then, we had a meeting. I told him, I don't mind if you are contesting, but be careful. You don't say anything negative about me. If you know the negative things going on here in Agona West, it is so sad. Once I was a member of parliament, two years ago, they went for election. My group won. I sponsored, they won. When they won, Chris was given the position as a financial secretary. 2 months after they went for the regional election, the national election, 3 months afterwards, he wrote to resign. Fine. When he resigned, he had a whatever foundation called the Chris Foundation or whatever, Chris Care Foundation. I don't mind if you have a foundation, but when we go to a funeral, the Council of Elders, everybody, we are representing MPP at a funeral. Chris Care Foundation will come with Chris Care and MPP. And after we have sat down, they will also come and do their donation. And then the insinuations and things that will go on there. For 2 years, I kept quiet. I was laughing. I never confronted anybody. Once I was a member of parliament, he had a foundation and using the foundation to contest on the ticket of MPP. I am now a nobody. You are the PC. So when I'm also going independent, I don't cross your line. So that I don't expect any negative thing to come from them. I am not angry with the party. Far from that. I can never be angry with MPP. I am praying I win this seat. And when I win the seat, you see what happens next.
What will happen next if you win the seat?
That one is between me and my party. That one, I'm not going to tell you.
You're saying you have no issues with the party, but you sound a little confrontational. You sound pained by these things that you talk about.
I am pained because when all these things were going on, my chairman reported once to the national secretary, and he said everybody has a style of doing their campaign. But when I look at them, I can send you videos and audios. You can imagine, I'm saying this on air because it's going to court. Somebody puts it on the media that I stole $1 million cedis from gender, $1 million from gender, had a wedding for my daughter. I chartered a flight and took my in-laws to the States to organize a wedding for my daughter. And a married woman, a dignified married woman, that somebody can put from Chris's camp, Chris's voice, that people have been sleeping with me. How negative can you get like that? For politics.
Did you say Chris's boys?
He's Chris's, I know, I can say emphatically, he speaks for Chris. And I'm going to the police station from here because I reported the case to the police. You cannot do that. For politics, I have been a contender with NDC, and nothing like this happened. I've gone through election, primaries with Honorable Obodai and other people. We never did anything like this. How can you run a constituency? And then the sitting member of parliament, I'm going to campaign with you. You say these negative things about me. How can I go out and campaign with you? I feel pained because I have been insulted, school feeding. They've given them negative information that the woman made money when I did not. And people have, if you look on school feeding platform, I've always kept quiet. I'm saying this today, and there are things I have not said that I will not say. I would only say it and come out and say after I've spoken to my national. So I am pained not for the party. I am pained because my dignity has been ruined because of politics. And I will not let this happen. It is not right.
Right.
I almost was killed. If you remember, somebody was trying to assassinate me. If I had died, it is for the party. And you can ask who came to my rescue after we sent the case to court. Who came to my rescue? It was my life that was raised. So if I would end politics with insult, people sweeping behind me, it will not happen. So it is not about the general party.
Right.
For the party, I'm grateful. And
but in a way, you are insinuating that the general party is also complicit in a way because no. Let me make this point, and then you can respond, because they have not maybe stood in to address the situation. But you made mention a short while ago that the national secretary even comes to your constituency and does not give you a call. What were you suggesting there?
Sunday, he was here. He came to launch campaign. I was here. The first time they were doing the campaign launch, my picture was on the banner. The second time, my picture was not there. let's take it like, okay, we know that she's going independent, so we don't want to include her. At least a call. Oh, Cynthia, I'm here in your constituency. Maybe that could have even softened me to say that, oh, my general secretary has even asked of me. My general secretary, I was like a campaign manager to him. You can ask him.
Yes,
in my constituency, when he came here, I told them he's my son. Nobody should take money from him. When he came for the campaign, nobody took money from him. Because I was even online when they were having their meetings. So even coming here alone, it's just nice. Even if I am that evil, just call and say, he passed right in front of my house to the grounds. He passed here twice. Because I saw the convoy pass, and I saw them. And then they came to pass again. I saw them. Just a phone call to say that, oh, I'm in your constituency. I'm coming to do this program. Don't even invite me. That is what I'm saying. But I'm not saying it's because I filed my nomination 3 days today. You understand? So, and when all those things were going on, he knew, and he knows the conversation the two of us had. If he's with me, I will say what he told me in Parliament and even outside Parliament and even on phone.
Okay.
When all these things were going on. But because he's not here, there's no way I should say anything. But if he's here with me, then I can say. Yesterday, I mentioned my leader, Afenyo's name. I did not mention it negatively on another platform. I said there are certain things that I had to discuss with him, which I had not. He invited me. I got there on Sunday. Unfortunately, that was the Sunday that we were having the manifesto in Takrady. So he was there, so I couldn't meet him. But when I meet him and we discuss it, then I can come out and say, but because I have not discussed, I'm not coming out. But for what I'm saying about Agona West. My chairman has done nothing wrong with me. My secretary, I can say that that I am pained is that he can come here and not even just call and say, Cynthia, I'm even passing through. That is all. But for my president, for the vice, I can't say that anybody has wronged me.
All right.
That one I can say it.
Right.
Yes.
Let me just take you back a notch. There are so many issues to, put out there, but to unpack. You made a statement, and I always like to focus on words, semantics. When you were talking about the accusations, you made millions from, the gender ministry and all of that, all of which you say are not true. But you said something. You said politics is not only about making money; it's about dignity. So, if I'm to go by that,
all right.
Just let me land. You said politics is not only about making money. So it is in a way about making money. Is that the point? Or did I miss the point?
Let me tell you, when I was agenda, anytime I go out to do monitoring, definitely they give me allowance for going out to do monitoring, isn't it?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know that.
When you go out to work, don't they give you money? They do. Even if it's at one city, they give you money. When I was agenda, and I know that
when you say when I go out to work, they give me money, I don't know what you mean.
Your office gives you per diem for going out, don't they give you? I go to the UN to represent Ghana, don't they give me per diem for going?
All right, go ahead.
I travel out, don't they give me money? That is what I'm talking about. And that one, if I wasn't the gender minister, there was no way I could go to the UN. There was no way I could go and represent Ghana anywhere for me to be given maybe something. So that is what I mean.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that.
But even when I was agenda, you can find out from my chief director. We have a land here in NAFCO, and it is in Stradrum. People were encroaching on the land. And because I am from here, it was difficult for me to go. So the ministry had to come and make sure that the place had been captured properly for us. From my bank, I gave them the money to pay. I left gender more than 6 months before the money was refunded to me. In gender, when we have to do something, you can ask my chief director. I take money from my bag and they're like, we don't do that here. And I'm saying, why is bureaucracy delaying us? This thing should be done. I pay for my purse before they do the refund for me. So when I talk about not only making money, you also help in a way. That is what I mean.
All right. Now,
so definitely nobody can tell me that you go to politics and you don't get even anything. But there are people who have not made anything. They are only on committees. And I have been made a minister. So definitely those few monies that I made, it is money. I can't say that, be a hypocrite and say that you go there and there's nothing at all. At least because I can go to an office and I'll be accepted because that's the gender minister. She needs an offer. They would offer it to me willingly because of that position. And if not for the president, there was no way Cynthia Morrison could have been a household name. I was a member of parliament. So many people did not know me. But internationally, they know me because my president gave me that opportunity to serve the party and to serve the nation. That is what I mean.
So, based on what you've told me, are those the reasons for which you took this decision? You adopted this decision as
Of
a
course,
sitting
because
member of parliament, as a former cabinet minister, that you will not run on the ticket of the MPP. You had actually lost the primary and that you would go independent, especially considering that what it means is you are basically leaving the MPP, because they have stated categorically in the past that if you go independent, it means you are leaving the party, which means though you are saying you have no issues with the MPP, it means technically, as of now, you are not a member of the MPP.
that is very true. And I know. I knew before I made that decision. Let me tell you, I left this country in May. I came back in August. I came back on a Thursday. Friday, I came to the constituency because there was a deba. When I was going to the deba, 26 buses followed me, apart from the private cars to the deba. It is not only about me. I wish you come to straight through. We went to election with 941 51 people or something. I've forgotten them, because some people did not turn up. 240 voted for the PC. 700 and whatever did not vote for the PC. I come and they have organized themselves and said, we cannot go with this guy because he disrespects us. He's not here, so I didn't want to go into details with him. That is what I do in politics. If my opponent is not with me, yesterday I told the media, if you want me to talk about him, I wish you give us a platform. Because he's not here, it will be unfair to speak negatively about him. So you can come and find out. It is the executives who did not vote for him, the elders in the constituency, I won't mention chiefs because they don't do politics. People who are reasonable people that I even respect, and some even I do not know, but I see them and you know that this is a woman of dignity. They call me and say, we are going with you. So it is not about me. So the sweeping and all those things, even though it's a disgrace on social media, it does not reflect in Agona West. I am only praying that the results will come out. They know what I've done for them.
These numbers that you were mentioning, the 700 and only 200 voted for him. Are you talking of the primary?
I'm talking about primary.
But there were a number of you contesting.
I know.
He won in the end, whether it was 200 out of, but he won.
When I'm doing I know. I'm saying I am not going just because I'm going. When you have the support of the people, then you can confidently say that I will listen to what the masses are saying.
Right.
Now, we had 4 teams who contested. You called me earlier. If you called me around 5, and you can make a call at 5, and you will see all the other teams here in my house. We're holding our first joint meeting today.
When you say all the other teams, you are referring to the teams of the other contestants.
Yes. You can call me at 5 or 5. Do a video call, and you will see, and they will talk to you. So it is not only about me. It is about MP. We will not lose this seat. We will win this seat. So that's why I said he's not here. So when you say something, and I will tell you why he cannot lead us to win the seat. And I know the national knows it, the region knows it, that he cannot win the seat for us. If I had decided, you see, because when I traveled, I knew that I was going to come back for us to campaign. Seriously, because I had done it before, Honorable Obodai's time. But with all these insults, that is why I started with it. I cannot even go anywhere with him. I have 2 places in my constituency that it is not, you can, if you look at the pattern of MPP and you look at our results, there are certain places for political, I will not say because me, I do submarine politics. Even though I knew it was for NDC, it is now for me. And if he can go there and win, it will be about Cynthia Morrison. It will not be about him. When I go to that place, a 2-3-year-old who can talk, they will see me and they will say, Cynthia, now even they are calling Mamli all over. And I knew that when I lead him, he can win. But he's not a person I can lead to. That one, I have to be very frank with you.
Okay.
He's not a person.
Right. So I just want you to clarify something for me. So, in essence, what you are saying is Though the MPP did not select you as their PC, their parliamentary candidate, you think Chris Arthur cannot win the seat against the NDC. And so you must come in as an independent to secure the seat for the NPP. And maybe you are anticipating a situation like happened with Honorable Esiama, the Fomena MP. Is that what you're saying? And likely caucus with the MPP in Parliament, in the 9th Parliament, God willing? Is that the plan?
You see, when you asked me the first question, that why will I go to, and I didn't say, if you have now couched your message again. Me too, I'm a journalist. I said, I said to you.
No, I'm just saying that based on what you just told me. You just told me something, and I'm asking you. But because you said for the MPP. Like that's what you just said.
I didn't say that. Look, I said, if any of the four, I'm telling you on authority, if Kojoado, who was the former chairman, had won, I would have campaigned with him 100%. If Yosin had won, I would have campaigned for him. If, what's the name? Ben Yamo had won, I'm telling you, I would have campaigned for him with all my heart. Because none of them insulted me whilst they were going round. And I never insulted any of them. I am telling you today, if any of them had won, by now I would have been in my boots, holding hands, and we'll do our submarine thing before we do the general one. I'm telling you, and everybody knows in this constituency. And their people are coming here for their people to start working for me. They started their work before I touched down. Saturday that we went out, 26 buses followed us. They had organized it. I did not organize it because I was not here. They organized and went around with me. We went to the Derba grounds and everybody saw it. And even at the Derba ground where I was sitting, Chris was playing politics against me when NDC was there. I had just arrived though. I had not said I'm going independent too. Every chief would tell you, everywhere I went, the chief was even asking me that, are you doing MPP or you are doing independence? At a place, we have the video. That is what I can say. I told them I came to a funeral. That was the next day. I came to a funeral. I did not come for politics. I have the videos that I can send to you because I had not even decided. I am telling you that if things had been that cordial and Chris had not gone this tangent that he's going, there was no way I could have asked the Council of Elders to come behind me, come and see the people and talk to them. But for the things that I said yesterday, I can send you the video after this.
Okay.
Market women insulting me, using broom to sweep me out of, and the topic was, we are sweeping the evil woman away.
Right.
Me, I am evil.
Right.
The woman that gives you food to eat, took you when you were injured, took you to the hospital, from there took you to Amako to give you job to do. Today I am evil, that they sweep me out of Agona West.
Right.
It is sad. If politics are turning to, then it's a sad.
That means you're going to likely split the votes of the MPP, and that could inure to the benefit of the NDC. But I have to run this by you. I don't know whether you've heard. Afenyo Marken, the majority leader, has said that he has adopted the Agona West constituency and he has vowed to retain the seat for the MPP. And hold for me. He says he will do everything within his means to ensure that seat is retained with Mr. Chris Arthur as Member of Parliament. In fact, quoting him, he says, "Let me say it here and now that Chris Arthur will be elected as Member of Parliament soon after the December 7th general elections. Mark it on the wall. I have nurtured him to become a second Afenyo Marken in the Agona West constituency to spearhead human and infrastructural development. I have high confidence in him because he has the ability and capacity to deliver. He is humble, affable, and a dedicated server of humanity." He goes on and on. But what is your reaction to this? Because then the very top hierarchy of your party is against what you're doing.
My leader does not even know who he's talking about. And maybe he's speaking for the cameras.
Someone he says he's nurtured?
I'm telling you that he doesn't know who he's talking about. Afenyo Marken knows Agona West because a lot of people in Agona West, they hire buses for them to go and register in Winneba. So he knows some of them. But he doesn't know who he's talking about and he doesn't know the rest of the people. Yesterday, I went to a program, and because he's not here, I don't want to talk about it. For this statement that he made, The people are not here. I'm sure when you call in the evening and they're here, they will tell you what they said when they heard that statement. We said the same thing at, as in North, isn't it? I don't have a problem even if Afenyomat King comes to live here and work for him, because I also have people who are working for me. So he can even come and live in Shedru, and Winneba is just a stone throw. And he knows here so well. So that one is what...
The majority leader can come and live in your constituency and work for him, man.
Because that is what he says he's going to do. What you told me, I haven't listened to the tape. If I tell you I have listened, then I'm lying. I used to even watch the program. I only listened to one person who I will not mention, because they said, Mommy, watch. And I watched and I listened, and they said she came here to speak at the campaign launch. Then I just, so for all the things that she even said, I did not listen to it. I listened to just a few. I have not listened to my leader's voice, so I cannot say. But based on what you are saying, I'm saying that my leader can come and do anything he wants to do. That is okay by me. That is okay, because he's MPP and he's a leader and he's in Central Region. So he can come here and do any work he wants to do for him. I will not go to Winneba and do anything against him. I am in Shredru and I am working for myself.
Right. Have you been contacted by the MPP in respect of dropping out of the race and staying with the MPP? Have you been contacted by any authorities within the party?
Oh, you know what? I even spoke to Kofi. I'm just using an iPhone, and I didn't know I should have saved my information on iCloud and all those things. Everything went off my phone. Everything just wrapped. Honorable Hakman Owusu-Agyemang is my father. My husband tells me he's been calling his line, and I'm like, maybe he wants me. There's something that we do in common. So I thought that was what he was calling me. So I called him and said, Daddy, I've seen your daddy. Ever tells me that you've been calling. So I've sent somebody to do A, B, and C. So let the driver come tomorrow. Then he's like, it's not because of that. It's because of this. And I said, Daddy, nobody has called me and said anything until this far. But anyway, we'll talk about it. But I cannot promise you that I am stepping down. I'm going to the constituency. I'll talk to the people and get back to you. That was when I was coming this time. My leader, Afenyo, calls me also the first time. And I told him that, Afenyo, when he started, I said, no. All the things that went on the day of election, you called me. I was on the grounds. How did you? And for the election, I haven't even spoken about it. My election in Agona West. Kodia calls me on Wednesday. He's like my son, because he's in his 40s. And if I had like 18, maybe it could have been my son. So he's like, I call him my son, and he knows. For politics, somebody who is even 50, you can call your son. And he's my very good person. He calls me that you're going for neck, and the election may come on Saturday. And I said, but the election, everybody knows it's coming on Saturday in Agona West. He said, who told you? I said, but your boy has already speculated, so everybody knows. We come for the election. The national was here. We get to the grounds. The album that we used to vote for His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Honorable Kennedy Ejapong. My name was not even in that register. We had to call national. The member of parliament, her name was not on that register. We had to call national for them to call the whatever team and everything. It took a while. So I was the last person to vote on that day. But the register that came. People who had been suspended were in that register to vote. And nobody had told me as a member of parliament that those who did not vote the last time, they are going to include them. They were the people who voted first.
So did you feel that make you feel like a persona non grata and welcome?
Of course, you can't do that. I have to verify the album. And there are people who voted for His Excellency and then for Kennedy, whose names were not in the album. And we said they had to vote. You can see the fight and the insults from national. The guy, what's the name? Yamua. So hostile, as if they own the party. And I saw somebody from His Excellency Bawumia's office. And I said, you have come here to do mafia work. Are you going to come back in December to do the same work here? The things that happened at when we had the election, you have no idea. Nobody has called me about that. They hooted at me. They swept with broom. Nobody called me until they heard I was going independent. So was I the same person who was going to lead the party?
Are you suggesting that some of this mafia work you speak of happened within the parliamentary primary against you?
I know, because I supported Kennedy Ejapong. That one I know. That one I know. And the things that had happened afterwards, I know. But I am not going, I said, because I have not spoken to my leadership, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. I don't want to go that tangent at all.
But if you insinuate this, you must have some proof. You can't just say this without proof.
The proof once is what I've told you. What happened at the park? I've mentioned Yamwa and I've told you. I've mentioned Tobia and I've told you. I haven't spoken to my regional chairman. I haven't said anything about him. For the things I haven't, when I mentioned, you said Honorable Afenyo, I didn't say anything about him. I said I will have to talk to him before I come on air. Anybody that I mentioned the name, I am sure of what I'm saying, and I'll be accountable for it. I told you I want to thank the president for giving me the appointment. I've mentioned his name. I want to thank Chief of Staff. I've mentioned her name. So what else am I saying? Whatever I'm saying, I can justify it. That is why I said, even Chris, because he's not here, I don't want to say anything negative about him. That is how I am. If he's here, I can talk. But once he's not here, it's not fair to say something about him. Maybe you're not here and you not get the chance to come and explain himself. Then I'm not being a good person.
Right.
So I want to be fair. What I want to be done to me is what I want to do for somebody. There's no way I can talk evil. The person I took to court, I did not even mention his name, but I've told you. His name is Ashmiu, and everybody knows because it's on
his name is what?
Ashmiu. That's how I call him. I don't know. He's a Muslim, so maybe I'm pronouncing it wrongly. But Ashmiu is what I call him, and everybody knows. So I will not say anything against anybody who cannot respond to what I'm saying. Maybe it is what I think. So please, don't make it like I am talking. No, the party has done me no wrong. But the party in Agona West, the things that are happening, and my chairman reported, and nothing was done about it, is why I am going in the
Cynthia, let me clarify this. Let me clarify this before we move on. I'm not trying to do anything or paint any picture. Get that clear. You are speaking to the issues. I want you, when you raise something, for the sake of clarity, because someone may not understand, like I asked you about, not only about making money. We all want to understand. So if I ask you to elaborate, it's not for any other reason. It is to ensure that what you want to communicate comes out the way you want it to come out. So when I ask you a question, it is for you to follow up and clarify. Now, apart from Hackman Owusu-Agyemang, who's an elder, I think he's in the Council of Elders of your party, has no one else reached out to you?
Oh, the Council of State, maybe I forgot. He was the first person to call me. You know, we played about it because he's my husband's friend. And he's my husband.
Who is this?
The Council of State Chairman.
I see. He's also reached out to you to do what?
Oh, Cynthia, at that time, I was even playing with it. At the time he called me, it was earlier in the day. I was just playing with them. But I wanted him to tell him, because my constituents, they threatened me. I can send you videos. If you dare step down, we will even burn your school down. They will tell you this afternoon. They threaten me physically. They tell me in my face. They send me messages because you cannot let us go with this guy. And they will tell you this evening, when you finish, call me privately. I'll get your number. When they arrive, I'll call you on video call and then see the people, the men and women behind the scenes and talk to them and they will tell you. And they are the people who took me to Parliament. They work for me. They have been my support. So I will not let them down. Nobody else voted for me in Agona West. They did. And so this evening, and let me also come back to when I talk. It wasn't for you also. It was for the listeners to know. But the only time I pulled you, I thought you were trying to do something. I was pulling your leg is when you said when you win like a CMA, you take it to MPP. That is them. But for everything you're asking me, I am 100% okay with it. So don't also have anything that maybe I think we are trying to be difficult. No.
Right.
If you don't push me to the wall, how will you get the information? That one is, I'm okay with it.
So from what you're saying, the chairman of the Council of State has reached out, Hackman Owusu-Agyemang has reached out. And you tell me that on the ground, the people want you, even all of those others who contested in that parliamentary primary, they are following you, which means the MPP in Agona West is split. Is that the case?
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Is there any chance, because just a short while ago you said, I mean, someone had spoken to you, I think it's Hackman, and that you said you would consider whether or not you would, step down. Is there any chance you will back down, you will step down, you would change your mind? Is there any Such chance?
For where we have gotten to and for what happened yesterday, I will not. I will send you the videos and you can play it on your television. For what had happened yesterday, the audio is you can play on your television. It is against me, but you can play on your TV. If your wife is being insulted like this for politics, and the people I have fed are the ones saying this, I will send it to you immediately we finish. You can play it on air. You can play it on air.
Right. Right.
And me, I tell my story on TV to the young people. Before I got married, I would go to the club and do everything. 4 or 5 years before I married, I had fellowship with God. And there's no way, even before then, I stopped having a boyfriend. I say it on television to encourage people. The only time I had a relationship is when I married. And I tell the young, even yesterday, 3 days today, I went to a gym. So nice girls. When we finished with the meeting, I brought them out and advised them. I see any young girl, I say, you are beautiful. Don't let men sleep with you. When you marry, you run away from sex. I say it on national television. So how dare you put it out there that men are sleeping with Cynthia Morrison, Herbert Morrison, this man's wife. And what are you going to give me? For sex or for what? Or for money? How can you do that? You know Herbert Morrison, I am privileged to be his wife. And for you to insult me for it to get to him, there's no way.
So I mean,
but even if I lose for that, I will stand on my grounds.
Thank you, Cynthia, for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. I'll give you about 30 seconds. If you have any concluding thoughts to share, I will take them and then we can wrap it up. Any final words?
Oh, I want to thank the NPP party for giving me the opportunity, for all the insult. Black Rasta will insult me without knowing me. This person will insult me without knowing me. I don't have a problem. But the problem I have once again is that after the election, there was this pastor who came on television, to me, to say that he was sent to come and unseat Cynthia Morrison. And when we say almost then they put it on our platform. And the boys and young ladies and men, the executive said, that was the last place we went to meet Chris. And this is the pastor who came to do some magic there. And that pastor happens to be Kodria's pastor. And it's sad that we do spiritual things. Morning when I was going for my election, a pot of blood and what do you call this? Crow's feathers, calico, in a pot in my junction. They bring somebody to come and sprinkle broom, a fetish woman with a white cloth, calico. The boys came to say that he's on the park where we're having the program. Sprinkling, broom. And now you sweep me with broom after the program and sweep me with broom yesterday. This sweeping will go on his descendants because he initiated this. But for me, Cynthia, God is with me. I thank you for even calling me this morning.
Thank you so much, Cynthia Morrison, for joining the conversation. Some of what she said we cannot substantiate about, for example, the pastor being JFK's pastor.
I will send you the video.
That we can't substantiate, but everything else that you said.
I will send you the video of the pastor. Okay. I will send you that one. I will send you the sweeping. I will send you the audios. I will send you everything that I've talked about. Okay. If I don't say tomorrow, call me a liar on your studio.
All right. Cynthia Morrison is Member of Parliament for Agona West. She's a former Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. And now she is going independent. Now, before we take a break, the Energy Commission and Ministry of Energy, in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service and the Ghana TVET Service, presents the 5th edition of the Energy Commission's Senior High Schools Renewable Energy Challenge. This challenge aims at developing the research skills of senior high school students and promoting technological innovation in renewable energy. Competing fiercely in this thrilling competition are the following schools: Obuasi SHTS, St. James Seminary SHS, Ula Girls SHS, Ahantaman SHS, or Ahantaman Girls SHS, Bando SHS, and Dabokpa Technical Institute. Join us for the grand finale on Tuesday, the 8th of October 2024 at the Accra International Conference Center. Catch the live broadcast on Joy News at 9 a.m. This event is proudly supported by GIZ, Ashesi University, the French Development Agency, the VRA, and others. We'd also like you to know of the Joy News, an amalgam of professional bodies organizing a public speaking event on the theme, Transformed Individuals Transforming the World, a challenge for the religious community in Ghana. The speakers, Dr. Philip Engman, Dr. Mrs. Yvonne Yuenchiwa Eseku, Ambassador Umar Sanda Ahmed, that is Lieutenant Colonel retired, and the main speaker, Reverend Dr. Joseph Kofi Entry. Now, the moderator will be Philip Osei-Bonsu, host of Ekosi Saying on Asempa FM. The date, the 17th of September 2024, time 6:30 p.m. at the British Council Hall. You don't want to miss it. For more information, you can call 0244 220 427. 0244 220 427. This event is powered by Joy News and Joy FM. This has been AM Exclusive. We'll be back with more action on the AM show. Do stay.